is the QTV Nightly News coming to you from our studios on Karaba Avenue, and I am Julde Njai. Thank you for joining us. Here are the main news headlines. President Adama Barrow received the EU ambassador at the State House on Tuesday, where, among other matters, they discussed deepening cooperation. 6 children lost their lives on Sunday by drowning after swimming in a flooded, excavated pit at Sare Bojo, Medina in URR. The Gambia Immigration Department, with support from the government of the Netherlands, on Monday kick-started a 5-day horsemanship training course for frontline workers of the Gambia Immigration Department. This is about the skills needed for successful hosting. The Ministry of Petroleum and Energy, in collaboration with partners, inaugurated the first National Lighting Testing Laboratory in Abuko. And in international news, 20 selected journalists and communication specialists from across Africa are undergoing simulation training in Victoria Falls, Zimbabwe, to test manuals on migration governance, migration and development, and migration policy. In sports news, as the President Adama Barrow Peace Tournament nears its climax, we find what's in store for the final round of games. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. Thank you very much for staying with us. If you are just tuning in, this is QTV News with me, Julde Njai. Now, President Adama Barrow received the EU ambassador at the State House on Tuesday, where they discussed deepening cooperation. The meeting highlighted the EU's plan to implement 3 projects to transform the Banjul Port Barrow site, electrifying 1,000 schools and empower Gambian youth. Momodo Lamin Choi has the story.
President Adama Barrow is meeting the European Union ambassador to the Gambia as part of a diplomatic engagement on EU-Gambia cooperation. Subjects for discussions are critical projects that the EU plans to implement in the Gambia. Here is the EU ambassador to the Gambia, Corrado Pampoloni, who describes the meeting with President Adama Barrow as excellent and positive.
One is we discussed the port of Banjul, how to realize an investment that would be very important.
Another project the EU plans to invest in the Gambia targets the Barrow dump site, which will involve segregating and recycling waste generated at the area. The dump site has been one of the biggest waste management challenges facing the Kanifing municipality.
We have discussed how to solve the problem of the Bakote dump site. We have a project that is now at a feasibility study level that will, for which will be allocated 40 million euros for the creation of a new site. But it's not only the new site, the novelty would be that it will be a modern place where we will segregate the waste. For example, the plastic will end up in recycling, the organic material will become fertilizer, and the process of digestion of the waste will produce energy.
The proposed Barrow dump site project is expected to create jobs, wealth, and address pollution affecting the surrounding communities close to the dump site.
The last project that we discussed, but also by far not the least, is the electrification of 1,000 schools across the Gambia. It is a project of more than 3.5 million euros. And that foresees the creation of electricity with solar panels, with photovoltaic panels.
This meeting also discussed the signing of a 10 million euro project this week between the EU and the Gambia. The project, called YEP Tourism, is designed to train experts, create jobs, and promote tourism across the country, targeting the youth population in the country.
We do this particularly thinking to the youth of the country and to launch the Gambia in a tourism that is not limited to the resorts, but that also explores more the possibility offered by this beautiful country.
President Barrow is reported to have given reassurance of his government support for the successful implementation of the proposed projects. Mahmoud Lamin Choi, QTV News.
Now, 6 children lost their lives on Sunday by drowning after swimming in the flooded, excavated pit at Sare Bojo, Medina in the Lower River region at a local mining site where villagers excavate the earth to make mud bricks for building. Our reporter Samba Kamara's story is narrated by Mamadou Lamin Choi.
Residents we spoke to say this is a no-go area for children due to the depth of the lake created following the use of the site to mine mud to construct houses. As such, they expressed surprise hearing that these 6 children had left an area nearby where music was playing at a wedding party to go and swim. According to village members, this site is an area where almost everyone from the community gets the material for the blocks to build their houses. The deeply excavated area becomes a small lake filled by rainfall.
As we were seated, our attentions were drawn to a group of children crying, saying their friends had drowned in the small lake. We rushed to the scene, and I entered the water. And as on the search, I found one child who was still alive, and I rushed him to the ambulance. Unfortunately, before they could take him to the hospital, he was confirmed dead. As I continued the search, I discovered 4 more bodies, making it 5 in all. Initially, we were told there were only 5 missing boys and that all the bodies had been recovered. However, the following morning, we received information that another child was missing. We went back to the lake and sadly, we found the body of the other missing child, and he was buried this morning.
Mr. Ibrahim Jabe of the Village Development Committee confirmed that the site is a place where community members dig and mold their blocks, and the ditch is so deep that even an adult would drown there due to the depth of the lake created by the digging.
For as long as I can remember, such a tragic situation had never happened. We were both shocked and puzzled by this situation. As there was loud music playing at the marriage ceremony, we expected the children would be dancing and enjoying the atmosphere at the wedding, only to be faced with this shocking situation.
4 of the boys were from the same family. Here is what Amadou Diallo, a parent to one and an uncle to the others, told us.
The only thing to do is to take good care of your children. If it takes one to scare or even threaten to flog them to make sure that they stay on the right track, the only reason why they had escaped my attention is that when we came back from the farm, I had to give them some time to relax, as they are children, and they indicated they would like to go to the marriage ceremony where the loud music was playing. And after telling me to prepare the cattle for them to train them on how to plow after lunch, they had gone off to the lake instead. And I decided to go to the farm, leaving them behind. And a few hours later, 2 brothers came to me telling me that I was needed at home.
Sare Bojo is the biggest marketplace commonly known as Weekly Lumo, where all the surrounding villages come. Many people came to extend their condolences to the grieving families. Mahmoud Lamin Choi, QTV News.
Unfortunate incident there made the souls of the departed soul rest in perfect peace. Now, the Gambia Immigration Department, with support from the government of the Netherlands on Monday, kick-started a 5-day hostmanship course, training course for frontline workers of the Gambia Immigration Department. This is about the skills needed for successful hosting. Lole M. Kamara was at the opening ceremony at the Banjul International Airport, and this is her report.
This training is part of the Gambia Immigration Department's continuous effort to improve their services and promote a positive image of the country. These officers are the first point of contact for travelers and have the responsibility of welcoming them into the country. As such, they must possess excellent customer service skills and be able to handle various situations with professionalism and empathy. The Deputy Director General of the Gambia Immigration Department, Hule Jallo, on behalf of Director, says the training is necessary to ensure frontliners are equipped with the necessary skills to represent the department and the country in a positive light. She emphasized the importance of creating a welcoming and efficient immigration process at the country's entry points.
We all know due to flight connections, transit, flights cancellation, flight fatigue, and other hurdles surrounded with traveling, travelers often arrive at ports of entries with acute level of frustration, helplessness, and dizziness. Therefore, this state of affairs requires that officers at the airport and other ports of entries be better placed and equipped with the predictability of knowledge and skills to be able to deal with these circuits of passengers.
Rob van Bokvehen, the Director, International Affairs at the Ministry of Justice and Security of the Netherlands, opened the training. He expresses his government's commitment to further strengthening the relationship between the Netherlands and the Gambia on migration matters and exploring other possibilities for collaboration. He added that the Netherlands is very happy to offer the opportunity to the Gambia as the third country in Africa to receive the hostmanship training.
And let me congratulate you on forehand, even before you start the training, and avoiding too much pressure on you. You are the third immigration service on the African continent embracing the hostmanship training. We hope others will follow you and that you are an inspiration for others.
Superintendent Lamin K. Sanyang, on behalf of the participants, expressed gratitude for the opportunity to enhance their skills and provide better service to the public.
We are expecting to have a fruitful training with the trainers and then to be able to better equip us on how to deal with international passengers coming in and out of our airport, and then equal to showcase the Gambia's friendliness.
The training will be implemented in 3 phases, and during the course of the training, 75 GID officers are expected to be trained from the various immigration offices across the country. As frontliners, these officers play a crucial role in protecting the borders and ensuring the safety of the nation, and this training can help provide them with the necessary tools to carry out their duties effectively and provide a positive experience for visitors entering the country. For QTV News, Loli M. Kamara.
We will now go for a short commercial break. When we return, we have more local, international and sports news stories for you. Do stay tuned.
The future is now with QCell's 5G network. Experience speeds like never before with our new 5G Rocket Fixed Internet plan. Get speeds from 10 Mbps to 100 Mbps. Your 5G-enabled devices. Walk into QCell headquarters to get one of our 5G routers and experience the true feeling of 5G. Only with QCell. QCell brings you the future. Tech, innovation, incredible speed. The future is now. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Sunyapus. We innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply.
The art of juggling is a true spectacle of agility, coordination, and speed. A symbol of progression, precision, and mastery. "5G speed is like having the juggler in your pocket. With lightning-fast download and upload speeds, you'll easily be able to juggle even the busiest workdays. Whether you're a busy entrepreneur, a creative, or just someone who wants to stay connected. Juggle your tasks with ease with QCell 5G Speed. The future is here. It's fast, reliable, and efficient. First brought to you by QCell. We innovate, others follow.
Welcome back, and this is QTV News. Now to the rest of our stories. The Ministry of Petroleum and Energy, in collaboration with partners, inaugurated the first national lighting testing laboratory in Abuko. The establishment of the lab will help protect consumers and promote the use of energy-efficient light bulbs and lighting in the country. Lena Igwenyiba reports.
Although energy-efficient light bulbs are available in the Gambia, in many homes and businesses, one finds outdated, inefficient lighting installed. The lighting testing laboratory, established by the Ministry of Petroleum and Energy and the Gambia Standards Bureau in collaboration with the ECOWAS Center for Renewable Energy and Energy Efficiency (ECRE), features two modern light testing machines, the integrating sphere, which tests basic parameters of light products, and the gonio-photometer, which tests advanced parameters. These machines ensure lighting products meet stringent safety, performance, and energy efficiency standards, protecting consumers from substandard goods and promoting the adoption of energy-efficient solutions. Amin Jai, Permanent Secretary at the Ministry of Petroleum and Energy, speaking on behalf of her minister, emphasized that this effort aims to ensure regulatory compliance by aligning national products with international standards.
The Gambia is amongst the first countries in the sub-region to have these two machines in one lighting testing laboratory. This is a giant move by the government of the Gambia to ensure that the Gambia does not continue to be a dumping ground for substandard electrical appliances.
Papa Seka, Director General of the Gambia Standards Bureau, highlighted the laboratory's advanced equipment and skilled staff.
More advanced equipment known as the spectrophotogoniometer, so that we have the ability to test virtually all types of lighting products and luminaries from residential, industrial, aviation infrastructure, and the motor industry. We also did not lose sight of the fact that any equipment, no matter how good or advanced it may be, is only useful when operated by skilled and competent personnel. We therefore made sure that a qualified engineer was selected and made available by the manufacturer, who came over on the ground to spend weeks providing hands-on training to our staff. We even extended the training to graduates of UTG as a further contribution to build capacity at the national level in this field.
Miata French, the ECOWAS resident representative, listed the 5 components of the project, stating that the ECOWAS Center for Renewable Energy and Energy Efficiency (ECRE) has already achieved 2 of these.
National platform to foster nexus issues. 2. Promoting the use of efficient appliances in line with the SE for All investment prospectus of the Gambia. 3. Promoting the use of efficient cook stoves and the use of briquettes in line with the SE for All investment prospectus of the Gambia. 4. Quality assurance and enhancing capacities for market players and enablers. 5. Monitoring and evaluation. ECRE has successfully implemented components 4 and 5, quality assurance and enhancing capacities for market players and enablers, and monitoring and evaluation.
Environmentally, the light testing laboratory will contribute to sustainability by lowering greenhouse gas emissions through efficient lighting practices. Reporting for QTV News, I am Lena Igwanyuba.
That report there takes us to news beyond our borders. Now, 20 selected journalists and communication specialists from across Africa are undergoing simulation training in Victoria Falls, Zimbabwe, to test manuals on migration governance, migration and development, migration policy formulation, and mainstreaming migration in development. The manuals have been developed by experts engaged by the AU Commission and the International Center for Migration Policy Development. The QTV's Alusi is among the participants, and this is his report.
Across the world, millions of people migrate in search of new economic opportunities. or to escape armed conflict, poverty, food insecurity, persecution, human rights violations, and abuse, among other reasons. In the process, thousands, including many from Africa, have died and continue to die on the high seas trying to reach Europe or America, while many experience unbearable hardship in migrating within the continent. In the context of migration, the media is crucial in delivering verified information, informed opinions, as well as balanced and inclusive narratives that will demystify the misconceptions around migration as a result of misreporting and underreporting due to a lack of understanding. These are some of the reasons that led to the convening of this simulation training in Victoria Falls, Zimbabwe, on this developed manual, Migration in Africa, Myths and Reality. The overall objectives of the course include creating awareness among African media practitioners and communication specialists on the migration situation in Africa, enhancing understanding of migration governance, the ecosystem, stakeholders, and initiatives to address the phenomenon, equipping participants with the tools to develop their practical skills, and exploring the role that the media and CSOs can play in migration governance and in reporting factually about migration in Africa and the African Union position on migration. Peter Mudungwe, the African Union Commission's Senior Technical Advisor on Migration Governance and Relation, and Barbara Kuzoik-Weiss, the Senior Project Manager with the International Center for Migration Policy Development, respectively, say this training is a culmination of strong collaboration and hard work.
The majority of migrants in Africa, about approximately 80%, are Africans, moving within the continent, and that the majority of migrants coming from Africa going to Europe do so in a regular manner.
And I'm very glad to see that we have such a rich group of professionals here with us, with a wide variety of background and experience in journalism, in media, communication, and of course also some of you working in civil society organizations.
The development of the training courses is supported by the AU-EU Continent-to-Continent Migration and Mobility Dialogue, which is implemented by the International Center for Migration Policy Development within the wider EU-funded Migration and Mobility Dialogue Support Program. Respect Gono, the Chief Director of the Zimbabwe Immigration Department, says although migration poses a large opportunity for growth and development, it also poses challenges that must be addressed, such as displacement, abuse and exploitation, and irregular migration.
The training workshop is coming at a time when African migration is continually suffering from negative reportage, misrepresentation, exaggeration, stereotyping, and amplification of its trends. According to the 2024 World Migration Report, around 281 million people, representing 3.6% of the world's population, were considered to be international migrants in 2021. Of this number, 51.9% were male and 48.1% female. During the course of the training, experts will receive detailed feedback from the participants on the content and methodology and gain a better understanding of the target group and their needs to inform the revision of the training course and the future composition of training groups. Reporting for QTV News from Victoria Falls, Zimbabwe, I am Aliou Cisse.
That report there by Aliou Cisse will take us to sports news. Football is the most popular sport in the Gambia. This is what inspired President Adama Barrow to use that love of the beautiful game to promote peace across the country. As the tournament heads towards its climax, QTV's Mam Sheikh Ngom attended the press briefing ahead of the final round of matches, and she now reports.
The President Barrow Peace Tournament focuses on celebrating diversity and embracing inclusivity, and it is being used to appeal to football clubs to serve as goodwill ambassadors within their communities, as a way to address local issues and engage young people positively. The organizers say President Barrow is inspired by the Peace Awards he received recently, to build on that by promoting peaceful coexistence between the people of Gambia, especially among the young people. Ibrahim Omane, the tournament coordinator, explains the tournament's format.
Is categorized into three phases. The primary phase is the regional district competing in a region. And geographically we have 7 regions. But when you look at the political regions, it's increased to 8 instead of 7. One of the reasons is CRR is so huge, and it's been divided into CRR North and CRR South. That brings the total of the regional teams to 5 champions. Then we have the urban champions. So we have concluded the first phase, and now we will be going into the second phase.
Musu Drame of the tournament's logistic committee explained some of the challenges they face leading up to these final few games. Organizing committee members say the tournament is more than just a football competition. It's a platform to promote peace, friendship and solidarity, inspired by President Barrow's commitment to fostering harmony.
We have taken a real difficult time, but anyway, we have done what we were supposed to do. During those days, it was very difficult to travel to Senegal because it was during their elections times and it was very tough. Sometimes we will leave here, start hanging around, trying to find places to hide and seek before we enter Dakar. And if we are in Dakar also coming out, sometimes with all these materials, we take it very difficult. But alhamdulillah, thanks to Allah, we have made it. Again, we are here again with these beautiful trophies you've seen here. And I know all the qualified teams will be seeing this today and they will be eager to be competing and winning these trophies too.
Sehumbalo is the chairman of the organizing committee and an advisor to the president.
It would have been a hectic thing for us, the organizing committee. But what we did was we gave the responsibility to the regional governors. And therefore, I would thank them very much for doing everything. They were the people who were coordinating with the LOCs, with the MPP chairpersons, and they gave their full support until everything was a success.
President Barrow's message regarding what the tournament promotes is urged reflection on the power of sports to inspire positive change beyond the field. It should serve as a reminder that the values of teamwork, respect, and fair play learned through football can have a lasting impact on communities and individuals. Reporting for QTV News, I am Mamshi Ngom.
Well, I'm afraid that's all we got time for. Do join us again at 10 p.m. for another news bulletin. Many thanks indeed for the pleasure of your company. Do have a lovely evening.